Okay, welcome third graders to the 4.2 Tuesdays column. So hopefully you have that printed out where you're looking at it on a screen and you've been doing the work on a separate piece of paper, that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and jump right into it here. Is the underlined verb past, present, or future? So took. Took is the past tense, and it's the past tense of the verb take. So this is an irregular verb because normally or regularly to make a verb past tense, you would just put an ed at the end. But you don't say it taked the spacecraft. Taked? No, that is not correct. So in order to make take past tense, it is took because it's an irregular verb. All right, which best completes the sentence? Its rings are made up of pieces of ice, rock, and dust. Okay, correct the sentence. Titan is Saturn's largest moon. What we need here is an apostrophe in between the N and the S. This is a possessive noun, okay? Because Saturn owns or possesses the moon, okay? Saturn owns or possesses the moon, okay? It's Saturn's moon, okay? Whose moon is it? It's Saturn's. Now, there's only one Saturn, okay? So this is not more than one. If it was more than one Saturn, you'd put the apostrophe after the S. But this is singular, so it's a singular possessive noun, so the apostrophe goes in between the N and the S because Saturn is owning or possessing the moon. Okay, fill in the correct prefix. My socks are blank. One is red and the other is blue. Dismatched, mismatched, or rematched. You want to choose miss. Miss means not. Okay, so the prefix miss means not. So my socks are not matched. Is yesterday's sentence simple, compound, or complex? This is a complex sentence because a complex sentence is made up of an independent clause, which means it can stand alone. Saturn has a rocky core. That can stand alone on its own because it makes sense. Okay? It's an independent clause. It makes sense on its own. Is mostly made of gas. Is mostly made of glass. This cannot stand on its own because you're asking yourself, what is mostly made of gas? So this is a dependent clause because it cannot stand on its own. So when you have an independent clause and a dependent clause connected by a conjunction, it's a complex sentence. A compound sentence is when you have an independent clause and another independent clause connected by a coordinating conjunction. Okay, so a compound sentence is an independent clause and an independent clause brought together by a coordinating conjunction. A complex sentence is an independent clause and a dependent clause connected by a coordinating conjunction. Okay, which is correct? Titan is blank than the planet Mercury. You want to use bigger here. So when you're comparing two things like Titan and Mercury, you use ER. When you're comparing one thing against everything, then you would use EST. So you would say Titan is the biggest planet in the whole universe. So if in that case, you would say biggest because you're comparing Titan to the whole universe. But in this case, you use the ER to compare two things. So ER to compare two things, EST when you're comparing one thing to everything. List examples of when you must speak or write formally. So formally is like more serious. That would be like a business meeting. You're talking to your someone you don't know. So when you're talking professionally, guess that's kind of the same thing as a business meeting. When you're kind of writing to someone important. Okay, so formally is kind of more businessy, more serious. You know, if you are writing, I don't know, if you have, let's say, you don't like the way your cable company is delivering your TV service, then if you send them an email complaining about their service, you want to be more formal about it, more serious. Okay, so hopefully that helps you with Tuesday's Grammar Spiral 4.2.